Hello friends, our today's topic will be electric potential at a point due to a dipole, in which we will very quickly discuss the various cases, the various configurations. And first of all, the first case is at axial point. That means we have an electric dipole and this is negative charge, this is positive charge of the dipole, and this is the center of the dipole. And we have to calculate electrostatic potential at point M, which is at a distance r from the center of the dipole. So what we will do, first of all we will calculate the potential. Let me give the name A and B. So potential because of A or this charge at point M is negative K Q by R plus L, the entire distance from here to here, and as we know that this distance is L. So total distance will be L plus R or R plus L. Similarly, potential because of the charge which is at point B is going to be K Q, or let me write it small q, R minus L. Okay, and you all know why it is R minus L, because it is R and this is R minus L, so this is the distance actually. Now the basic difference between the cases of the electric field intensity and potential is, when we were calculating electrostatic or the electric field intensity, that time we were not using this negative sign. Instead of that, we were using the directions. Okay, that whether it is in this direction or in that direction. Okay, that is much useful because that was a vector quantity. Now, when we calculate the potential is a scalar quantity, so we will not use this directional arrows, and we will simply use positive for the positive charge and negative for the negative charge. Okay, so the net potential at point M as a scalar quantity, we simply have to add them. So net V is VA plus VB. So what is the value of VA? This is minus KQ R plus L and plus KQ, which is R minus L. You can take KQ common and you can shift them R minus L minus R plus L. Okay, now next is your simple mathematics, nothing else. If we try to do it over here, which is equal to KQ, and then when we take the LCM, this is going to be R plus L minus R minus L, and upon this is R minus L, this is R plus L, so when we take LCM, this is going to be R square minus L square. Good enough? So what we can do, we can write it on opening the bracket, KQ, this is R plus L minus R plus L upon R square minus L square, and these two terms will cancel out and we'll have KQ into 2L and R square minus L square. Friends, as we all know that this quantity Q into 2L is your dipole moment, so this is going to be Kp, and if R is much greater than L, so we can neglect this L square, so we have ultimately R square. So this is the potential at point M, so at the axial point. So potential at point M due to this dipole at point M. Okay, so remember this answer. Now very quickly, we will take the second case, and where the point, instead of axial point, we are going to take an equatorial point. I'm writing it somewhere here. What was my answer? So V axial was Kp by r square. Okay, we'll use it for the future references. Now, second case, at equatorial point. Okay, now again, if we have this positive charge, this negative charge, the center of the dipole, and here's the point M where I want to calculate the potential. This distance is L, this is R, so distance is of course R square plus L square under root, and similarly over here, this is going to be under root R square plus L square. Now, if I calculate the potential because of this charge is at point A, so this is KQ under root R square plus L square, and similarly at B it is minus KQ under root R square plus L square. Okay, as you can see that both of them are equal, the only difference is negative sign. So when I try to find out the net potential, this is going to be KQ under root R square plus L square minus KQ under root R square plus L square. They will cancel out and answer will be 0. Now, before we proceed ahead, okay, for the next segment, let us understand the result. And with this, I would also like to introduce one concept. That concept is called this equipotential surface. For that purpose, let me take one rough sheet. Okay, just a minute. Like, I'm taking this sheet and I'm assuming this pen as a dipole with two charges, and let me pass through it here. Okay, now any point on the sheet will act as an equatorial point. Why? Because if I take a point, suppose here, so this is a dipole and this point is perpendicular to it. As you can see, this angle between them is 90 degrees, so this point is equatorial point. Similarly, if I take any point here and if rotate the dipole like this, so this point is also an equatorial point. So any point on this dipole is actually an equatorial point. So what we call this plane, we call this plane as an equatorial plane. What do we call it? Equatorial plane. And we just derived that what is the potential at this equatorial point. Answer was 0. So potential here is 0. So potential here is 0. So if I take any other point, suppose here, okay, so potential at this point will be 0, because again you can see this point is again perpendicular. See, it will make an angle of 90 degree. Okay, like these two pens. Okay, so 90 degree. So it is an equatorial point. So this entire plane is called an equatorial plane, and the potential anywhere on this plane due to the dipole will be 0. Okay, and interestingly, what I can conclude, that potential at each point on this surface is same. What is that answer? That is 0, of course, but the potential is same. Okay, what is potential here? 0. What is potential here? 0. What is potential here? 0, 0, 0, 0. Because of this dipole. Okay, so can I call this surface as an equipotential surface? Because potential at any point on this surface is 0. So this can also act as an equipotential surface. Okay, later on we will come to know that it not necessarily be 0, it can be like 5. So if it has 5, so everywhere it has to be 5. So it's a different concept, but this can be also treated as an equipotential surface, and the amount of work done to move any charge between these any 2 points on this surface will be 0. So if I ask you a question that if I have this dipole minus q or plus q minus q, What is the potential here? The answer is 0. What is the potential here? The answer is 0. What is the potential here? The answer is 0. 0, 0, 0. So what I can make a plane. And this is passing through it. So everywhere on this plane the potential is 0. And the amount of work done to move any charge on this sheet, the answer is 0. Why? Because you know that V is equal to W by Q and W is equal to V into Q. So if this is potential difference, so potential difference between these 2 points is 0. So 0 into Q, the answer is 0. Okay. Now, the next, if we have a point, and let me write the answer here, equatorial was 0. The third is, if we have another point which is neither at the axial point, not at the equatorial plane, but at any random point. Let's say this is minus Q, this is plus Q, and we have a point M here, which makes an angle theta, okay, with a dipole. And this distance is, let's say, R. So what we can do, instead of doing that long derivation, we can quickly do it. How? See, this is the direction of dipole moment from negative to positive. Remember, the direction of dipole moment is from negative charge to positive charge, whereas the direction of electric field intensity is from positive to negative. So what I can do, I can divide this dipole into 2 components. Like this first component P1, which will be equal to P cos theta, and there is another rectangular component P2, which is equal to P sin theta. Okay. Now forget this dipole. Instead of 1, now I am having 2 dipole. The first dipole is P1 and the second dipole is P2. So one by one we will calculate the potential because of these dipoles. Now if we take for dipole 1 or dipole P1, if we just consider only this dipole P1 and you look at the point M, so the point M is on the axial line of this dipole. Okay, so the potential because of this first is axial, which was K. Instead of P we will write P1 R square. And what is the value of P1? P cos theta R square. Now for dipole P2, so my second dipole is like this. This is P2. And where is the point? Here's the point. So it is at equatorial point. So potential because of this equatorial is 0. Okay. So now I have the this potential because of both the dipoles, and now what is my total potential? That is V1 plus V2, and that is Kp cos theta R square plus 0, and the answer is Kp cos theta by R square. So this is the potential at any point. Okay, so if I put theta is equal to 0 degrees, so it becomes exact point, so it is Kp by R square, because cos 0 degree is 1. Similarly, if I put theta is equal to 90 degree and make it equatorial point, so cos 90 is 0, so potential becomes 0. Okay, so with the help of this we can calculate the potential at any point. Okay, thank you. I hope it's going to be useful. Take care.